We are here at the beginning of Medano Pass. Matt and I both kind of grew up watching Rick Russell, and I think that's why people mistakenly call it Medano, because that's what he called it when he was here. But it is actually a Spanish word for crescent moon shaped shifting sand dune, which is where we're headed, is to the national sand dunes when you get over this pass. And it's Medano Pass, and we're going to go right over the Sangre de Cristo mountain range, which is part of the Continental Divide. How's it running with the new spark plug?
Oh, it's much better now. It broke down at a haunted hotel in Eureka Springs.
Oh, well there you go.
I think it was some sort of electrical interference.
Yeah, and I'm getting, now that I don't have a pinched line going to the evap canister, I don't know if it's just dumb luck, but I gained 3 miles per gallon on that last fill up, so I'm gonna keep an eye on it because I noticed a power gain too, actually. So if you guys saw the last video, you know that we were chasing Colorado's deadliest trails. Medano Pass does not fall into that at all. Where we are ultimately headed, though, is, Matt and Hope don't know this, is we're gonna head to the trail called Mount Blanca.
My name is Mac. I'm Bleepin' Colt's dad. I'm 80 years old, and Colt has asked me to relate some of my four-wheeling experiences in my era of the late 60s and early 70s in Colorado. In those days, when we took the Jeep off-road, we weren't concerned with airing down our tires except at the sand dune. This reminds me of Medano Pass that went over the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, going west through ruts, rocks, and mud holes and creeks, ending at the Colorado sand dune. There, it's best to air down your tires if you're going to get through it.
One of the things I love about the Rocky Mountains is the aspen trees. We got there's lots of aspen groves here, and we don't have very many aspen groves in the Black Hills. Most of ours are birch. And the only way I've been able to tell the difference between birch and aspen is birch is a lot more ashier, it's more chalky, and aspen's a little bit drier, and you can't really peel the bark off as easy. Well, we got ahead of Hope and Matt a little bit, so I'm waiting for them, but found honeysuckles, so that's why I stopped. And that part right there, super sweet. Just suck on the end, suck on the end. Haha, it's poison. No.
Sand dunes in Colorado. That
it. You used to be able to drive down in here when I was a kid, but now you have to park up here. I think because too many people got stuck. Should we race to the top? First one up loses. Go.
I'd like to see the view from up there.
You're stuck. You're stuck. Go, go, go. Go, go. You gotta get your feet down in it. It's not as bad. You gotta get them down buried in there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You're running in place.
I don't run. I'm like a bear. I only lunge. I lunge at mediocre paces and then stop.
There's a sandstorm coming after us. We are about to get hit. If we can make it up in these mountains in time, maybe, just maybe, we'll dodge it.
We're outrunning it. And I will.
You shouldn't have opened that casket because now the mummy's coming after us. I warned you.
We outran it. Hopefully it'll stay down low in elevation as we're high in elevation. Rain's coming down now.
Yeah. Thanks for the hat.
She stole my hat.
I did.
How grippy are your loafers?
I'm falling there. I don't have water shoes, so I'm taking the high road.
It's real loud in here, but right around this corner, inside this cave, is a double waterfall. I don't know what that means. Is it like a double rainbow?
It's a double waterfall. Two of them?
Two of
Side
them.
by side?
Boop, bada boop.
Okay. This is the perfect place to be in a rainstorm. Walk through there, man. Walk through the water. Now.
Colt is saying ow, 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 not Matt, Matt, Matt.
I thought he was saying Matt, Matt. He's nuts. How do you like your water shoes?
I like my water shoes, but it's just really cold. Really cold.
Big waterfall. Yeah, I can't feel my feet at all. Zapata. Zapata.
Zapata?
Zapata.
That's really cool.
Zapata Falls. Waterfall in the cave. We fixed the Jeeps. We did Medano. We went up to Zapata Falls, and now we are on one of Colorado's deadliest trails. This is Mount Blanca. We're gonna start up just the base of it. We're gonna find a good place to camp tonight, and I hope that I'm gonna be able to sleep well because we got a lot of exciting four-wheeling to do in the morning.
We be bouncing.
I don't know what you want me to say.
She be sick.
Shut up.
So it's been a very long day today. We started out working on the Jeeps. We got them pretty good-ish.
Then we went through a mountain pass.
And then we went into some dunes and walked through some waters.
And then we came up the world's longest, roughest road, rocky road.
Yep.
Hope got a little sick.
Yep, that is one thing about the base of Blanca, is it's horrible.
Now we found our camp spot.
Yep, and we're gonna have a little debate here. I have purchased this tent that I've had for quite a while now. I've had for quite a few years. And you'd think being off the ground you'd be cold. I've never ever gotten cold in this tent.
That's because of your bulkiness.
But Matt thinks it's just because I'm fat. He's trying to be nice. He thinks it's because I'm fat. and he's Skeletor, so he thinks that he's cold, but he's cold in his tent too.
I'm always cold.
Yeah, he's just cold.
But check out this tent. It's off the ground. It's like a cot.
And it has a skylight.
Okay, here is my selection for light camping. It's one of those tents that's round. It's like a disc, and you just throw it up in the air. It unfolds itself. And then for extra rain protection, I've got a tarp, and I just put it over and put rocks on the side. You're close to the ground. There's warmth in the ground, right?
Not on the very surface of it.
Anyway, it's done okay. It's done its job. But what do you guys think? Which is the better choice in cold weather, high altitude?
Which is the better choice for everything? Because laying on the ground is not as comfortable as laying on a cot.
I'd agree with that.
So, if you had to choose a cot tent or a ground tent, you think about rain, snow, wind, anything.
I think I'd do that one in warm weather. This one, I don't know, you might blow away in high winds.
Let us know down below.
It's quick and easy though.
Whoosh. It's early in the morning. We are headed up the trail. We got a good night's sleep at our camp. And you can see how fast we are gaining elevation. We are gaining thousands of feet in elevation very, very quickly. And way out there would be Alamosa. And there's also a gator farm out there. But we're not here to mess with gators, we're here to mess with sharks. The first obstacle we're gonna hit is Jaws 1. Anybody home?
Belly on this thing didn't like that.
You know what you don't see there very well is that cliff and how this thing leans, and you're climbing. So you got trees there, but trees don't always stop a vehicle, and that gives you a little bit of nerves. What we're headed to though, when I talk about Colorado's most deadliest trails and why this is one of them, is Jaws 2. And that's where we're gonna be next.
Matt's not an early bird, and I didn't realize we needed to leave so early because it's going to rain a little bit later. So we pretty much just rushed him out of bed and said, "Get up and go!" And Matt's like, "Oh my gosh, what's happening?"
So this is Jaws 2. This is what makes this trail one of the deadliest trails in Colorado. There's been a few people that have went off the edge here. I know for sure one person has passed away. I was actually on the trail back in 2002, the week before this happened, and I actually had my friends out here when this happened, unfortunately. But this has changed quite a bit. This used to be all this size rocks, because back in 2002, you wouldn't be able to drive this. I mean, 33s, 35s were kind of the big tires. So everybody, this was just a pile of rocks, and you'd start skiffing off to the edge, and then you get over there. Have you looked over there, Matt?
I don't want to look over there.
Yeah. That's a ways down. Biggest thing when you're doing this obstacle is make sure that you know where your tires are on the driver's side, especially your rear driver. That's where people make a mistake here. This is a little in-between section that kind of formed right about 15 years ago or so, and they've dubbed this part Jaws 2.5. Jaws.
Concentrating.
Concentrating.
Concentrate harder. Oh! I didn't say nothing. You keep. Oh, shoot. I didn't curse.
That is sketchy right there. It's got a lead over.
Oh gosh. You can't tell from this direction. It's not cool. Honey, you keep Freddy Krueger in the bottom of my car. Why are you laughing?
I think that was the worst of it yet. It wasn't even an obstacle. That was just the trail. All right, we got a twofer here. This is Jaws 3. Come up that rocky section, take a hard left, go up that rocky section.
Jaws 3 has also had people die in the early 2000s when quads were really popular. quads would try to come up this. Jaws 3 does have a bypass. I've never done the bypass. I've always done Jaws 3, but it does have a bypass, and they still took it. And I think that's why they put that in, is because quads had backflipped and people had passed away here on this one as well. You driving?
I am.
We just touched dead cats.
That's disgusting.
We are at Lake Titicaca, ready to do Jaws 4.
Or Lake Como.
We are at Lake Como, ready to do Jaws 4. Right there.
Right there.
Did you say poppycock when I was driving up there?
No. I think that was you. You're very Mary Poppins today.
Big cabin.
It's a really big cabin.
As you come out of tree line and you're heading up into the mouth of these mountains here, you got 3 14ers. You got Ellingwood, Blanca, and Little Bear. And you go right into the bowl of all 3 of them. and it is just absolutely breathtaking. I don't think you could beat a view like this. I think that this is a one-of-a-kind trail for this reason, and I really truly believe that we are blessed to be able to actually get up and do stuff like this and get our Jeeps up in here. That there was miners crazy enough to come up here and search for gold and build this trail to begin with.
As you know from the last video, we were having issues. It was missing in cylinder number 5, so we replaced the coil pack, replaced the spark plug. Now it still seems to be missing. It won't start half the time. The check engine light's on, and now to add to that, the temperature seems to be spiking, but it's only for like a half second and then it drops back down to normal. So weird. This Jeep has a 100,000 mile drivetrain warranty, and I just want to get this on video because it's got 99,237 miles. All these problems kind of started on the way here on the highway before we ever got to off-roading. And I imagine by the time that we get back home, well, I know for sure by the time that we get back home to the dealership, it's going to be over 100,000 miles, and they're probably not going to want to warranty this, even though we had the issues, and I just got to get them back. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Are they going to give me a headache? My thinking right now is that maybe it has a head gasket issue. That's the only thing I can think. Maybe it's putting water or coolant into that cylinder. Spark plug's not working, and
It was wet.
It was wet whenever I pulled it, and now it's having overheating issues, and coolant keeps on disappearing somewhere. So
It's pretty out here.
So we made it to the end of the Blanca Road Trail. Now all that's left is the hiking trail. Up there is Ellingwood. Here is Blanca. And over here is Little Bear. 3 14,000 foot peaks that get a lot of hikers, in fact. But it's time for a celebratory ginger beer. It's not alcoholic. Is it lunchtime?
Yes.
It is lunchtime.
What you thinking?
Best country in the world. I've actually done a lot of hiker rescues here, not expecting to, but running into hikers that need stuff. So everyone we passed today, you know, I just ask them if they need water or something, because most of them have been up here for days. Even did a dog rescue once. Dog had ripped his paw and split it open, and we got him loaded up and brought him back down. These little purple flowers here are either called elephant trunks or elephant heads. I can't remember. It's one of my brother's favorite flowers. But if you look at it, it's like 2 ears and then the trunk. Super, super cool flower. Really cool mountain flower. We've wheeled up. Now everything we went up, we got to come down.
it'd be cooler if we could just continue on and out to a highway on that side.
I don't know. That looks a little sketchy to drive up.
That road is rocky though.
Did you see what we were just on? That is not any less rocky.
We could pick our way up through there.
Maybe in the Samurai and the Scorpion. This is definitely one of those trails where if you're afraid of heights, you probably should never attempt this trail. You need to be confident in yourself and your rig, and be comfortable at heights, because this trail is narrow, it's rocky, and you can feel the rocks actually shifting out from underneath your tires when you're on these boulder fields like this. So, as one of Colorado's deadliest trails, how do you rate this?
Well, let's see. This trail was very, very rocky. If I had to compare it to something, I would say the Rubicon Trail. Because Rubicon is very long, it's very rocky. You're just constantly doing this all day long. It was similar to that, except it was much steeper, the obstacles were harder, and if you were going to do this in a Jeep, I would say that you probably want at least 35s with lockers. What do you think?
Yeah.
And if you were open like I am, I've got the limited slip in the rear with 37s. It was a challenge, but we were able to pick our way through it. But the scenery and the views up there are spectacular. Well worth the rocky drive.
So if you were to rate it with the cliffs and the climbs, that's the thing about all the obstacles here is they're all on a cliff. So if you were to rate it, 0 being no chance you could ever hurt yourself, and a 10 that you mess up once and you're dead, what's the number you think you'd give it?
On that scale, probably a 9.
But one thing I do want to mention is this is definitely not Colorado's deadliest trail, nor is it the deadliest four-wheel drive trail that is in this state. So there's more to come.
So it's a long way down on this mountain. I'm getting hand cramps. But then I realized I don't even need to drive. This isn't just the Jeep. It just drives itself.
It does.
So you just let go of the wheel, let go of your feet, just does its own thing.